We are being robbed. Don't let this fact undermine you. If you unsee this, you could lose thousands or even millions in that manner. What are we talking about, and how is it going to affect you? If your interest has piqued, then stay tuned to know what and why. But first, we are giving away 25 XRP coins at the end of the month to one random subscriber to start on their XRP journey. All you need to do is to like in the video, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comment section. Welcome XRP Army. Let's grow the XRP Lab community by pressing the like button and subscribe. The Flare network has taken the first step toward a full-fledged launch. The Songbird token is present in the mode of observation. During this observation mode, the Flare time series Oracle contracts will be deployed, and the FTSO system will be activated. This observation mode is designed to give exchanges, FTSO data suppliers, and developers a secure way to deploy on the network. During this period, the network may be rolled back and redeployed from Genesis. In a nutshell, node peering with the network is accomplished via a whitelist, and Flare reserves the right to backtrack and/or shut down the network and start over. This is just in case something goes wrong, and they've also told the exchanges not to distribute the Songbird token just yet. But before we get into it, there are a few things we'd like to point out. All XRP holders should contact the exchanges where they have their XRP in order to acquire Spark tokens, as those exchanges will have your Songbird. These exchanges, on the other hand, say that they don't have compatibility and don't want you to have it. These exchanges are well aware that they will be getting your free Songbird tokens, and they just do not want to send them to you. It appears that they have forgotten that the XRP Army is the most important and powerful community in the cryptoverse, that we are the community's future wealthiest persons, and that this must be emphasized. These exchanges are only as good as the clients that stick around. Imagine the negative publicity that these exchanges would receive if they refused to accept the Songbird coin. We already know that the XRP Army has been through the SEC litigation, which is terrible enough, but now these multi-billion-dollar institutions are planning to steal from regular investors like us. Recognize that we are incredibly powerful and that our community is unquestionably strong. Reach out to your exchanges and ensure that you receive your Songbird. On September 27th, you should receive it, because we need to observe this observation period to ensure that everything is working well. This is the time for exchanges to get their act together, and you have an opportunity to be on the good side of the XRP Army. Songbird is similar to Polkadot's Kusama. Kusama is now priced at $410. They won't be the same price, but think about what Songbird will be and how much money you'll be missing out on because these exchanges are greedy. To manipulate the market, these exchanges refuse to let you join or stop your withdrawals during bull runs. Obviously, we can't let that happen, and that you are 100% committed to obtaining your Songbird. XRP has had its fair share of difficulties. Those that stay onto it, however, stand a strong possibility of becoming millions in the future just by investing in the only cryptocurrency with over 100 commercial banks and financial institutions around the world. What was particularly fascinating was that, while the companies presenting were extremely focused on what was going on from a regulatory standpoint, they weren't shying away from the idea of being regulated or considering it as a negative in general. It was, in reality, the polar opposite. Many crypto entrepreneurs want to get rid of the uncertainty that has surrounded the field up to this point more than anything else. There will be a suppressive effect on valuations across the board in the absence of regulatory clarity. There are some questions that are prompting businesses to halt, to some extent, in terms of implementing their strategies because they are unsure about the regulatory landscape. And, curiously enough, we heard firms state that, in terms of regulation, they'd like to see it happen. Obviously, they'd prefer to see it happen in a controlled manner with acceptable guardrails in place, but they're not afraid to go ahead and do it. Going into 2021, we predicted that this would be a pivotal year, with a lot of blood spilled along the road as regulatory clarity emerges. We believe that a lot of this will be decided in the courts once again. Of course, the matter SEC versus Ripple, which is currently pending in the courts, is front and center. You never know. That might give you a hint as to where things will go from here in terms of the decision. If Ripple prevails in that case, we believe the SEC will have a more limited regulatory path moving ahead. If the SEC wins, they will have a significant advantage over the other conferences. Several third-party sources have questioned the reported volume in digital asset markets in recent months. According to Bitwise, the recent SEC report from Bitwise is the most widely cited, but several other organizations, including the Blockchain Transparency Institute and the Data Accountability and Transparency Alliance, DATA, have also issued reports suggesting exaggerated numbers and overall inaccuracy in the way data is reported by up to 95%. While they aren't claiming to have the answer, Ripple is taking steps to address these problems and the questions they raise about the overall dependability of market structure and reporting at digital asset exchanges around the world. They're actively collaborating with trusted partners in the field to better comprehend the problem's breadth and size. They're assessing our approach to XRP volume reporting, including new options and requirements for market data gathering. This quarter, they're taking a more cautious approach to XRP sales. In the immediate term, this means Ripple's XRP sales will be significantly lower as a percentage of reported volume in Q2 2019, with their stated objective of 20 bits per second for programmatic XRP volume sales, as published by CoinMarketCap, potentially falling to less than 10 bits per second. In the long term, they intend to raise the bar across the sector by being more demanding about their expected standards for market structure and reporting. Ripple is a company that believes in proactive openness. They hope that others in the crypto ecosystem will follow their lead and that our combined efforts will eventually generate an increasing level of confidence among institutions and consumers, allowing the entire digital asset market to flourish. They can't anticipate widespread acceptance of digital assets or blockchain technology unless they achieve this. We're all going into the SEC's dirty laundry, with footage of each of these commissioners surfacing. So there will undoubtedly be an increase in the crypto industry's efforts to educate lawmakers on the benefits of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology so that when it comes time for them to vote on this, they will be able to do so in a well-informed manner. Ripple's price is still struggling to turn the $0.964 to $1.01 supply zone into a demand barrier, while Bitcoin and Ethereum are making progress. The revival of purchasers will be indicated by a probable jump in buying pressure that drives the XRP price to a daily close of over $1.01. In this event, investors should anticipate a retest of the $1.09 resistance level. The remittance token's ascent to $1.26 could be extended if positive momentum persists. This would be a 25% increase from the current price of $1.01. If the overall structure of the market remains neutral, Ripple pricing may potentially make a run at the fair value gap, FVG, which ranges between $1.30 to $1.60. As easy as it may appear, the positive element discussed above is predicated on the market structure of the big crypto and the belief that it would not crash as it happened on September 7th. If Bitcoin falls apart and sells off, the XRP price might fall below $0.964 and approaching the $0.841 support level. The bullish argument will be invalidated if this barrier is breached, triggering a further decline. XRP's resilience and drive to flourish in the face of adversity should be commended. Ripple's division dedicated to accelerating the development of innovations centered on the XRP ledger, just announced its first batch of XRPL grants, and it's getting in on the NFT craze. RippleX distributed $2 million in total value to 25 selected candidates from 10 different countries, according to official notification. The applications were mostly focused on the creation of open-source projects that dealt with NFTs on the XRP ledger, or XRPL. XRPL is an extension of the former Ripple Consensus Ledger and contains what we now consider the XRP ecosystem, RCL. Ripple's previous products, XRapid, XCurrent, and XVIA, were then combined into the RippleNet, which quickly grew to over 200 clients by 2019. Although Ripple has long been known for providing a quick and inexpensive payment network, it appears that developers are looking for ways to maximize the blockchain's potential and adapt it to the modern era. Despite their ubiquity, NFTs are an unusual use case for the XRP ecosystem. Do you invest in XRP? If you want to continue to know about XRP, we have got 2 more videos waiting for you on the end screen to check out. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Before heading out, kindly note that prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered as financial advice. Do conduct your own due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.